Probation is what the decision is for a mother who disciplined her son with hot sauce and cold showers.
Open his mouth.
Don't spin it.
It had no effect, so we went to hot sauce.
Open.
We've been having a lot of problems. It'll stay in the bathroom, so it's handy when we need it. When
Oh my gosh. All right, Jessica Beagley videotaped herself attempting to control her defiant child, all part of a plea to Dr. Phil for some help. She was convicted of child abuse. Then the judge suspended the sentence of 180 days in jail and a $2,500 fine.
Nothing I've done.
The crime here of child abuse was not done on a lark. It was not a spur-of-the-moment thing. It's something that the evidence indicates you've been thinking about for 2 years. You just weren't quite sure how to do it.
All right, let's see what Tamara Holder thinks about this. She's a criminal defense attorney, and she joins me now. This is bizarre. You go first, Tamara. What do you think?
I think that this sentence that she was found guilty of child abuse is absolutely ridiculous. Here is a mother who was trying to discipline her child. There's no sign of physical abuse. It's not like the kid was going to school with bruises on his legs or anything like that. It's the same thing as when my parents washed my mouth out with soap. I think that the 3 years probation and a jail sentence that, even though it was staged, if she violates anything, she'll be sent to jail, is really harsh, and it sets a terrible precedent.
You know, but here's what I think. When you take a step back and you look at this situation, what really caught my eye in this story was a quote from her husband, who's an Anchorage police officer. He said, "We just ended up getting wrapped up in television, and we had no idea where it would end up." You know, so that's what I see here. I see a family who, you know, maybe thought it would be great to get on Dr. Phil, and they're having some troubles disciplining. You know, God bless them. They have adopted children. They have children of their own. They have children with special needs. They got a lot going on in that house. But I'm wondering if the motivation wasn't, you know, sort of a moment on TV. And does that not say something about our whole society and the kind of stuff that we would do to get on TV?
Sure. You know, you think about the balloon boy a couple of years ago. That's kind of the same thing. Here's a dad whose kid hopped in a balloon that went flying off into across Colorado. It's the same kind of thing. People want their 15 minutes of fame, but she was convicted of child abuse. So now if somebody hears at the school that a kid was, disciplined in a certain way, does the teacher now have a duty to report that kid or those parents to Department of Family Services?
But you know what the school is? They're already saying that this child got picked on at school, not because of that, but because his mother was on TV making him drink hot sauce. So, you know, you may say that this child has not suffered any physical bruises, but I say there's an issue here. When this family is going to these lengths to get on television, obviously they're having some problems disciplining their child. I know that that can be a very difficult situation. But to go to these lengths to, you know, I mean, who puts hot sauce down a child's mouth? And I think this judge looked at the situation and said, I'm going to give you 180 days and $2,500 fine, and then he scrapped both of them. So he's trying to make a point with her that they need to get their priorities straight, perhaps, and then he gave her none of that.
But Martha, people discipline their children so differently. One of my cousins used to just sit in timeout, and he was terrible. He was a little hellion. Everybody does things different to their children, and I don't think it's the parent or the government who should decide what's wrong or right unless there's clear abuse. You know, kids go to school every day hungry because their parents are too lazy to feed them.
I hear you, and I don't think that, you know, anybody wants to see this kind of stuff in court. There are a lot better things that could be happening in court, but unfortunately these people put themselves into the public forum, and that's how they ended up in court. So this is a somewhat unusual case, but, you know, hot sauce and cold showers seems to me, it doesn't look like it's working, like it's getting anybody anywhere. So I think this judge basically made a judgment about the family needs to take a look at how things are being handled and maybe think twice about doing that the next time. So, you know, Tamara, you know, we're all doing the best we can.
I don't have kids,
right?
so.
Thank you very much, Tamara Holder. We'll see you soon.
After a while, the hot sauce just dissolves into your mouth and it really doesn't taste like much.
Hot sauce.
After a while. Jenna Lee's coming up next. Jenna Lee's. How you doing, Saucy? Good morning.
I'm doing quite a lead-in, Bill. Thank you so much.
Cool.